Hey folks, hey, what's up? Well, today, as you can see, I'm a little faster than most of my videos, and today I'm going to talk about something that I've been talking about more than a year ago, and it's the TADEEVO Minimalist shoes. Over a year ago, I did my initial review about those shoes, and well, I thought I'd give it some time. I'm really gonna test it out and really gonna try this shoe because I really want to know what it's made of, how it can support my lifestyle, me running around on rocks and just being outside in nature literally. And well, here is part number 2 of it. Finally, you can say it's pretty much the 100,000 mile review of those shoes. Obviously, I didn't spend 100,000 miles in these shoes, but what I can tell you right now is it's an amazing shoe, and I still stand to that statement right the same than I did at the beginning. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this whole thing. Now, what I've done, obviously the TADEEVO Minimalist shoe is a shoe with extremely thin sole. It's extremely lightweight, it's extremely flexible, and you can do pretty much anything with this shoe. You can deform it, you can release it, it flips back into its natural form, into its original form. And this is really important because it just simply leaves the foot the way the foot is supposed to be. Now, one thing that is definitely of very great importance when you are using those shoes in an outside situation like I did just now by running around here. Yes, I got my pair on right now. Is for excessive running and being out in nature, especially on rocky surfaces, it is a good idea to have some sort of training and to build towards that point slowly, step by step, because otherwise the arches of your foot, they will just simply not be at a state where they will be very happy about this strain that you put on them. When I say this strain, well, it's just the natural loads that we as humans put on our feet normally without wearing some kind of highly sophisticated quote-unquote sports shoe with an arch support and with an ankle support and stuff like that. So it's just the loads that should come onto your feet and that your feet should naturally be able to support. And all of that is actually something that you will feel in this shoe. So pretty much the only thing that it does, the only thing quote unquote, is it protects your feet from really sharp edges from the rocks. It protects your feet from really sharp objects that you might run on or something like that. And they have an absolutely amazing grip, especially on rocky surfaces, as long as it's completely dry. When I say as long as it's completely dry, if, for instance, you are somewhere in a staircase and the floor has just been wiped and it's really just a couple of tiles on the floor, this is quite slippery. So the shoes are definitely not built for traction on a wet surface that is finished with tiles. There you will slip around quite a lot, at least that is my experience with them. However, out here on the rocks, it's absolutely amazing. You can almost use them as climbing shoes. Now obviously, I am a rock climber myself. I know that for difficult routes, you do need a shoe that is really quite tight and where you have a lot of control of what you're doing with the shoe. So they are obviously not built for very difficult rock climbing routes. That's not what they are made for. However, what they are made for is, for instance, if you are a rock climber, if you are an outdoor person and you want to get, say, from your car up towards a hut, towards some sort of refuge up in the mountains, you want to go towards your rock climbing spot and you already have to climb a couple of rocks, sort of boulder around a little bit till you come actually to the point where you start your rock climbing tour. Obviously for that, those shoes are absolutely awesome. And I got that same review of a couple of friends of mine who bought the shoe after I told them that it would be a good idea to get that shoe, because I know they're rock climbers as well. They like being outdoors. And they literally, like a couple of weeks ago, I met one of them in the local rock climbing training grounds, and he was having the black bear, and there was almost nothing left of that shoe. He wore it almost day in, day out for rock climbing for 1.5 years right now, or almost 1.5 years. And it's amazing. He also stated that it really is amazing in terms of grip and durability on rocks. Obviously, the mesh material, at some point it tears. And I don't think, unless you really build it with, I don't know, Teflon or something like that, I don't think there is any way to build mesh material that actually is capable of taking the load of, I don't know, like slipping off rocks or something like that. Like when you place your foot and the rocks are slightly uneven, or you're really on gravel or something like that, or you run around on trees or climb up trees and the barge actually rubs on this whole mesh material. Now obviously they can take a lot, and I'll show you my shoes close up in a second. They really can take a lot of beating, but they are not indestructible. Let's be real here. I don't know which shoe would be indestructible. I don't know of any, actually. And speaking in terms of biomechanics of my foot, I love being outdoors. I love walking barefoot. And for those of you who enjoy this being around just as close to nature as possible, also as close as possible to your own physiology and anatomy, this shoe is absolutely great. Now, let me run through a couple of things regarding this shoe right now. I'm gonna take them off right now so you can see how they look like now after, a year and a little bit of use. Now, I had those orange TADEEVO Minimalist shoes. As you can see, they are really as advertised. They're extremely flexible. They are completely soft, and I love that. Now, what you can see here is the sole is still in almost, I hope that the camera actually zooms in on the shoes here. Now, you can see the sole. Yes, you see some wear and tear on different parts of the sole, but still the sole is, after that much use, still in quite good shape. There are no holes in the sole whatsoever, not a single stone or piece of glass or anything pierced through it. And I'm not saying, again, that those shoes are completely indestructible, but I didn't manage to tear or pierce the sole at all. What did happen, what you can see here on the inside, what did happen was that the mesh material on the side here and over here, as well as on the outside here, I managed to rip a hole in the mesh material on the outside. This literally happened 2 days ago. It happened on the rocks that I'm putting in this video right now. Now you can see where I was running around with those shoes. Those edges of the rocks, they were really extremely sharp. I had bleeding hands after that, so there was really a lot of quite sharp edges. But still, even without this damage on the side, the shoe still holds its fundamental structure, which is absolutely amazing. This hole actually did not get any larger since I tore it in there 2 days ago, and I've worn that shoe since, been walking around in different rock surfaces and so on, still hiking a couple of kilometers, and this hole did not get bigger. So I'm still extremely fascinated with the durability and stability of this shoe. Now let's take a look at my other shoe. Again, the sole is absolutely perfect, picture perfect. There is no hole in the sole, there is no problem with the sole whatsoever. A little bit of wear and tear on the inside edge in the mesh material here. This leather inlay here, and on the TADEEVO website you can also get those shoes as vegan, so with artificial leather or some sort of well, some sort of other material. But even this did not get damaged. I did not manage to damage it. On the outside, this shoe is completely intact. Now, this hole in the other shoe, this really happened with a stone recently. As you can see, this is how the other shoe looks like, although I've been wearing it now for a little over a year. Again, it's completely flexible, it's durable. Also, due to the mesh material, yes, they have a slight smell of shoes, but you know, you can still breathe in and breathe out without instantly vomiting. Due to this light mesh material, you get a little bit sweaty in there if you do not wear socks, so I do recommend to wear socks. However, if you do not wear socks in there, they dry up extremely fast, even if you walk through a riverbed or something like that and the shoe becomes wet, it dries up really quickly. And it's still extremely clean, which is absolutely astonishing to me because I've put this shoe through a lot. So overall, let me be clear here. I absolutely love the TADEEVO Minimalist shoes. I'm definitely gonna get myself a new pair rather soon, because I think they are the perfect shoe for me to be out on travels, to run around on rocks, to be out in nature. Now, if you have questions regarding barefoot walking and stuff like that, I definitely suggest watch the first review video that I've done regarding the TADEEVO Minimalist shoes, because in this first video I also explain a little bit of the importance of barefoot walking. Now, for those of you who haven't watched it, just in a nutshell, barefoot walking is extremely important because the feet, the agility in the feet, the flexibility and mobility of all the bones in the feet towards each other is extremely important for our overall structure, for our overall structural health and mobility. It is literally the foundation of our body, and if our feet are healthy, then there is a good chance that our knee joints, our lumbar spine, our shoulders, our neck area is also healthy and free. Now, most people nowadays who use shoes with an arch support or with an ankle support or stuff like that, most people who are using shoes like that, they actually have problems with their knees, with their hip joints, with their lumbar spine, because without the arch support, their arches just simply collapse and they're not strong enough to support the loads that we just out of our own weight actually put on the feet. This is something that you can retrain perfectly with the TADEEVO Minimalist shoes. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you have never done any type of barefoot walking, in terms of barefoot walking for a whole day in your regular day life or something like that, then I suggest start out with those shoes slowly. Wear them for an hour a day, wear them for 2 hours a day, and slowly build. Also, if you want to use them for hiking and you've never done that before, buy a pair of those shoes at the beginning and then take yourself at least 4, 6, 8 weeks, depending on your status where you start off, and slowly increase the amount of time you spend in the shoes and the amount of way you walk. Like at the beginning, maybe just wear it to work and come back home. Then wear them for a long hike of 1 or 2 hours in the woods. Again, then give yourself a break. The feet normally today, for most people, they're not used to taking the loads of your whole body. They're not used to balancing yourself. And especially when running around on rocky surfaces like this, for instance, remember, this shoe does not give you any support, any structural support. It only protects your foot and it helps you in terms of really having a good grip. That's it. That's for me what a good shoe should be. Any type of arch support, ankle stability support, or specific form of the sole that pushes your foot in a specific direction when you roll off or something like that, all of those artificial but more common and modern features in so-called modern and highly developed running shoes, in my opinion, they are actually garbage. They do not support human physiology in a sustainable way. They make you dependent on those modern shoes, and you'll develop problems over time. There are, of course, a couple of very specific medical cases where it might be a better idea to start off with an arch support, but then I'd really suggest you wear specific orthopedics and really have those things adjusted to your foot structure specifically. But that's only for a very small group of people. Everyone else, in my opinion, has the capability to actually walk barefoot and to learn to walk barefoot again in a way that sustains them and helps them to be healthy. Now, when I say in my opinion, just so you know who I am, if you don't know my channel or me, now I'm in the field of teaching movement, natural movement, martial arts, dance, acrobatics and stuff like that for more than 20 years right now, and I'm practicing those arts for more than 29 years now. And I've worked literally with thousands of people, with people who are sitting all day long in terms of company health programs. I've worked with sportsmen, with triathletes, and with really a great variety of different people out of sport, out of natural movement, out of just, oh, whoa, I'd like to feel better, and so on and so on. So this, when I say in my opinion, this doesn't come from nothing. I have a large background in the medical field and a background in natural movement and so on. So if you want to know more about me or what I do, check out my website. I'm gonna put the link down below, and also check out my channel. I regularly post really interesting stuff about biomechanics and so on. If you're interested in that, check out my channel. Other than that, if you have questions regarding the TADEEVO shoes that I didn't cover in this review, just write me a message, drop me a comment down below. I'm happy to reply to all of them. Thanks to the company, thanks to TADEEVO. I really think you've done a great job with those shoes, and I'm absolutely looking forward to wearing more of those absolutely stunning pieces. I love them, and I can only recommend to use them. I've worn a couple of barefoot shoes before the TADEEVO. I even sold Filmax barefoot shoes a couple of years ago. Well, a couple of, way more than 10 years ago actually. But I have to say that TADEEVO, they surpass those Filmax that I was selling back in the day by miles. The TADEEVO are definitely the better product, and I love them. I absolutely recommend them. All right, so one last thing to be said. No, I do not get any sort of monetary payment for this video. So I did this video because I really think the product is awesome. And I just love to promote things that help people to actually live healthy, live sustainable, and do something for their health. So again, thanks for TADEEVO and all the people who work there. I know they are all freaks, and I love freaks, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love freaks because they really dive into something head first, and they're incredible in what they do. All right, thanks a lot for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like, a share. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button if you want to stay up to date to more things regarding movement and biomechanics and everything like that. I'm really looking forward to putting out more content in that regard. All right, so, and for those of you who are on my channel regularly and who think, why is he doing a review again? It's the second review I've ever done, so no worries here. I'm gonna jump back to posting more regarding movement stuff in the next week. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful time, and see you around soon. Bye guys.